Hello, welcome to the Dimp Digital Podcast. We're on episode number 62, and this time you've got myself, Apps, and Hogsworth Dave Salmon. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, Joe. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. It's been a while since you were last on, but I know that you're listening every week.
Always.
And you love it. You love just moaning at me, going, that's wrong, that's wrong. So I think we've got a slight correction to make on last week's episode, because last week I was talking about, I don't know, some comparison between the consoles and PCs, and I quoted, "Oh, you expect that for a £1,500 gaming rig," and which you said was grossly exaggerated. So what I need here is a hand. I need help. How much, on average, I need a benchmark to be using when I'm saying these things, so I don't get slayed. What would you say, in your opinion, would be a reasonable price to quote for a good PC gaming rig, bearing in mind they can obviously go up or down depending on what bits you're going to put in it? And that will be excluding things like the monitor, because basically I'm using it as a stick against the consoles, and you don't include the price of a telly, do you, for a console? You don't go,
that's right.
That's going to cost you another £400 because you've got to go buy a fucking Samsung or whatever. So just what you'd need, like mouse, keyboard, tower, hardware, that sort of business. What would be a fair price for me to
Everything
say?
brand new, I assume.
Yeah, all
your bits brand new, yeah. So if you do it all and build it yourself, I know to some people I think that's crazy, but it's actually really easy. And you could do it just from YouTube, like you really could. And with some help, say from me, whatever, you could do it easily. But doing that, buying all the bits, £700 will get you a good rig that will play all of your sort of current console games at 60 FPS. Yeah. With no worries, that's for sure as well. £700, I'd say. That's having a rough look.
Yeah, that is a fine. So from now on, I'll use £700 as a price point. How future-proof do you think a PC for that sort of price would be? Would it take much tweaking in the next few years, or would it last sort of up to the 5 years? Or I don't know. It depends on what sort of games we start getting, but generally you can kind of have a look and think, well, probably a few years for that.
But it depends what you like, doesn't it? If say when the consoles come out, the PlayStation, the Xbox.
Yeah.
If you'd spent £700, say, a couple of months after they've come out, it's going to last you. It's going to last you for that generation, of course. But the trouble is, people will get it, and games will come out, and the consoles, and the developers will make them a bit better and stuff. But it'll get to the point where the consoles obviously can't get better.
No.
But this is what sparked off me saying, don't compare it to a £1,500 PC, because you were talking about the 4.5 that's meant to be coming, or the whatever the Xbox One is. But it lasts as long as you like. But people will get greedy, and they'll play. So a game will come out on PlayStation, you whack it on your PC, and if you put it in all the highest settings, it might be a little bit slow. And then you put it down to low, which will be the same as on the console, or medium, whatever, depends on the game. And then you'll be like, nah, I can't. It's just ridiculous. I want to put this setting up. Yeah. People get like, I used to be really bad for it. I'm not so bad now. Like there'd be one setting that you want to put up, you can't do it. It makes your frame rate go down to whatever. It pisses you off. Yeah. And then you go and spend loads of money on a part. Get it? It doesn't even look any different. Nah. You've got the frame, mate. It doesn't even look any different. You might as well just kept what you had and just kept it on medium or whatever, Yeah. But that's what I think.
How much do you think you could spend on a PC, like a top end, like all out, balls to the wall? Would it be just a few £100 more? Or are we talking into the thousands? Like if you wanted a daddy one,
of course, you can be ridiculous. There's so many parts. Yeah. I'm looking at sort of the average build. Well, not average, a good gaming build for 700. There's parts on there like the graphics card. So that one was £160. You can get one for £1,000. Yeah. No. So you can, in the same with the processors and all sorts, the hard drives, if you want to have a few SSDs in there that are a terabyte each, hard drives, they're going to cost, it just goes up and up and up.
But sure. Sure. Well, that's a good point. So I'll use £700 as a more reasonable comparison. And to that, I guess my next question is feeding into that. I mean, I said I'm using it as kind of like a stick against the consoles. Do you think that the Xbox One and perhaps the PS4 are overpriced, or what grunt is sitting under the hood for those? Are they, for £350 or lower now? They're normally at the 300 mark, but are they? Is that a bit too high for what they are? Or are they offering decent value?
I think it's pretty good value, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, at the minute, there's not that much you can do on the PC that's much better. It's just obviously you can do loads more things. It's not just for playing games, is it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I think for what they are, I think the value is quite good. The cost of the actual consoles, as long as you're not buying games digitally, that's when it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
£65 for a piece of crap on the PlayStation Store or something.
Yeah. We will come on to that later on about game prices for sure. But that transitions nicely into these rumours about the PlayStation 4K or the PlayStation 4.5, and also maybe Xbox are doing it. Although Phil Spencer's kind of been playing down these rumours as of late, saying, "Oh, we wouldn't want to do anything unless it was significant." So I don't know how you read into that, but that's what he's been saying. But I wake up with a different opinion each day about this. I can't decide, whether it's good or bad, and it's probably because we don't know enough really. But it's all just heavy speculation. But you drew quite a firm line in the sand saying this, and I quote, get a PC, mate. These consoles are mugging yous right off. So I can hear them. I can hear all my peasant console brothers and sisters scream for your blood at that quote. They are screaming right now. So please just expand on that and explain it before they come knocking at my door with their fucking pitchforks.
Yeah, sure. Well, I agreed with, I can't remember who it was who said it, but I agreed with one of the guys who was saying about, he's just bought one, don't know what he paid for it, say £300,
sure,
PS4. So he's just bought that, and then they're going to turn around and say, if, I know you did your options for what it could be, but say it was the good upgrade, which is what Xbox have said, they'll only do it if it's going to be a good upgrade, haven't they?
Yeah.
So if it's going to be a good upgrade, you have to pay for it. Yeah. So if you're going to pay the same again for another one, you're going in to say it was 300, or just go extreme and say it was 350. Well, was that how much the Xbox was when it was released? Was it
400? 400. Yeah, 400. It was 50.
I mean, that's carnage. More. So say, just
got
say,
connect with it.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good bit.
That makes all the difference to connect. That really is. That's a 50,
all the time.
Yeah.
But the say, I know it's extreme, but say you paid 400 then when it come out, and then you're going to pay another 400 now. You've got £100 past the PC mark.
Yeah.
That's much better. In my opinion, and you've said in the past how, it's all well and good saying that you can do this and that on your PC, but I don't want to spend all that money, and that's fair enough. You can't argue with that. If you just want a game and you're happy with the games, which at the minute are quite good on the consoles, then why go and spend all the money? But if they're going to do this, I think it's really bad. If they do it. As I said to you, I wasn't too bothered because I was lucky with how cheap I got my PlayStation. So I'm not really bothered if they do it, to be honest. But to loyal people who have paid a lot of like full price on release, things like that, if it comes to the stage where you have to pay again, for this 4.5, and all the people say I'm not going to bother, they will.
Yeah.
If you're playing them all the time, why wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't you? If you come home and play your PlayStation every night, you're going to get the next one. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a bit... If it happens, though, it's silly for me to say it because it might not happen. But
I
think it's a bit wrong.
We're all talking about speculation here, and one of the rumours that I've read on NeoGAF from like a trusted leak source person essentially was saying that something like God of War 4 is going to be released and it's going to be optimised for the newer version. They've got dev kits out there, and that you playing it on a original PlayStation 4 will downgrade the performance significantly. So if that turned out to be true, then as I was saying last week, if there's a segregation in the market, that could be a problem, and it's kind of, that is naughty. Because you're not forcing people's hands, but you're kind of saying, well, if you want it to work as it should, better give us another 350 quid, please.
That's right, yeah.
But I was thinking about this, and then I remembered that the Nintendo 3DS has done something not the same, but quite similar. With the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL, they added some more power in the processing, so it run a bit faster, it run a bit smoother, and they also introduced that second analog nub, didn't they?
Yeah,
which made some newer games very difficult to play without because they use that as part of their default control setup. Do you feel that was a bit naughty from them? They just kind of got away with it because it was a handheld, or is it a different situation?
It is the same situation, really, but it didn't make that much difference. But that doesn't make it any better. It makes it worse, if anything. Like graphically, I mean, like power and stuff.
Yeah.
But because I bought it, didn't I?
Yeah.
And really, I probably got mugged off.
Yeah.
I haven't really since I bought that, I've not really played the 3DS that much because I don't get to train as much to work now.
No.
But yeah, they did do exactly the same thing. Charged, I don't know, I can't remember how much it cost. Don't suppose it matters, but it wasn't cheap.
No.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And so there's your proof that they mugged me off. Definitely, I can hold my hands up.
I want to know. I want to see the people that've got an old 3DS and then are trying to play these games that kind of almost require the second analog nub to see how that goes.
Yeah,
that must be difficult.
Yeah, when I got it, I had Resident Evil.
Revelations, was it?
Could have been Revelations. You run around in the ship.
Sure.
And I tried that with the nub because I didn't have it on the old 3DS, and it was much better.
Yeah.
But that was just controls. You could have bought there was an add-on you could buy anyway. I was never going to buy that. Some sort of thing goes on the side. So you have another analog stick.
Right.
So you could have done that anyway, but I haven't had any. I've not bought any games that. I know Xenoblade Chronicles was supposed to be much better. I don't know. You may have had to have the new 3DS. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Either that or it was a lot better on there. But there was a review for Hyrule Warriors.
Right.
I don't know if you saw it on IGN, your favourite site.
Yeah.
And it said, I think it was. I can't remember the scores, but basically it was poor on the normal 3DS, and it said okay on the new one.
Right, okay.
And yeah, I think that's just wrong. I think that's totally wrong. I imagine you had that if you had the normal PlayStation, and they go, oh, everyone who's got the new one, yeah, you might as well give it a go, but all you lot don't even bother because you can't run it.
It's shit, yeah. I mean, and when it gets to that stage, you're almost, I mean, they're never going to do this, but it's basically a PlayStation 5, isn't it? It's almost like a new generation, because if you played Shadow of Mordor on PlayStation 4 and then played it on PlayStation 3, that had a significant downgrade, and even the stuff you could do it is missing features and whatnot. If that starts happening, then it's almost like we've had a 3-year cycle and we're going to a new one. That's shorter than the Wii U. Madness.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Absolute madness. Now, you said that you hope that we don't get these new console versions mid-cycle and it's not like this, because that will push you towards a PC game and even more. What's wrong with being pushed that way? Do you want to be open to these consoles? Do you want them to start creating something for you to actually play?
Yeah, like I've said to you before, I like to have all the exclusive games for the consoles. That your Gears of War 4, a great example. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out. So
that'll come PC as well, I reckon.
Yeah, it probably will. But if it's like the one remaster's not meant to be great on the PC, I'd probably still get it on the console.
Yeah, sure.
But if they turn around now and said, because I think it's coming out in November or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it got delayed and then they said, it's going to be optimised, but it'll work great on the Xbox 1.5.
Yeah.
I just think, fuck off. There's no way I'd get it. If they did that, I would 100% bin the Xbox One. I'd sell it now. I'd
get rid of it.
I only want it for exclusives. I know that's not the same for everyone, but what's the point? If they did, I would feel, and I bought that full price.
Yeah. And
I just think, bollocks, you're really mugging me off. And then if I really wanted to play it still, and it did come out on PC, I'd just do that. And I'd just upgrade I wouldn't need to, but, if needed, just to keep upgrading my PC. And it'd be a shame, because I do like consoles.
Yeah.
I don't like that way. But it could all be rubbish. Not rubbish, but it might be like you said, it could be the streaming 4K thing.
Sure.
If it is, then fine. I don't care. I wouldn't want it.
Not as interesting, though, is it, to dig them out for things like that? It's better for us to slag them off and be wrong.
Of course, yeah.
More entertaining for people to listen to. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, do you think if you was actually playing your consoles more, you barely switch them on from my kind of input I have with you, then you might be a little bit more open to it, or because they're almost like they're a second and third gaming activity for you, aren't they? It's mainly on PC for you.
Yeah.
So if you were playing them as 1 and 2, maybe. Do you think, I'll be open to maybe upgrading, or would you still be like, that's not good enough?
Well, if I didn't have a PC, I'd definitely be playing them more, of course. But I don't know really. If I wasn't interested at all in owning a PC, then maybe I would be. But as I say, I just think for someone like yourself, if that worst case scenario did happen and you had to spend 300 plus on getting one, then I would think to myself now, sell your PS4 and get a gaming rig when that comes around. Personally, but that's obviously very controversial. But
no, I mean it's. I mean, I said to you offline that I'm considering getting some sort of rig this year, but we'll have to see. There's still stuff out there that, especially for the PlayStation, that link like Uncharted 4 coming out. I mean, that'll already be out, to be fair. That won't be optimised. But, you know, if The Last of Us 2, for example, was ever announced, and they said, oh, that's going to be optimised for the 4K or 4.5, then I'd have to have a very long sit down with myself and think, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
What can I do?
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
If there's enough games to keep you with it, then you will, won't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Like with when the next Nintendo comes out, they've only got to throw 2 games at me.
And you're getting
and then I'll probably get it. Probably, yeah.
2 specific games or anything?
At the end of the day, there's going to be a Mario Kart and a 3D Mario on it, probably. Yeah, they announced them. I'll probably get it. Pretty sad, really. So I can't really knock you if you wouldn't got the PS thing, but I just think it's I just think they're being a bit greedy with money. That's all. Yeah,
it seems strange. Like I said, it seems strange for them to do this, considering how well they're doing in terms of sales.
Yeah, sure.
And it'd probably be it can't be any cheaper for them to then manufacture a new console and release it again. Like, I know they might make money off it, but it seems like you're rocking a boat that doesn't need to be rocked. They could just ride this out for another 2-3 years, and then do it later on down the line with less effort, and maybe come back with a PlayStation 5 or whatever. But you know, we will see.
For someone who predominantly plays on the console, then if I just sort of pretended I didn't have a PC, has enough come out? Is it just me who feels like hardly anything's really come out on both of them yet? Like good quality exclusive games?
Exclusive wise, absolutely not. But if you only had a console, everything you play on your PC, you'd probably play on your console instead. So stuff like Division.
Enough, you think? Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, so the third party support on it is fine. There's more than enough there. I have it on every day. Like, I've got a stack of like 7 PlayStation 4 games there. I mean, they're all third parties looking at them. You know, Division, Dying Light, The Witcher, which I'm playing for again. I've just finished Fallout 4. So all that stuff still hits, obviously.
Yeah.
But there is enough there. But if you were to then say, right, I've now got a PC that runs all those games instead, so I've got them on PC and I've bought them a little bit cheaper. Now I want the exclusives only. That's where Sony in particular have been very weak up until perhaps Uncharted will change that. But that's still only 1 game. And then you look at Horizon Zero Dawn later on. That's 2 games. There's the other exclusive, The Order, that fell flat on its face. I'm sure I'm missing another one, but that's not enough in 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, really, exclusive wise. But it depends on your situation. If you've got a PC, then I can totally see why you'd say, well, that has not offered a lot of value to me. If that's all you've got, it's still a good all-round package.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You can play anything.
That's where I obviously go wrong, is that I don't think of Fallout. I don't think of The Division.
No,
and all that sort of stuff.
They're all they're all there, and obviously it's just a lot more of a social buzz on there as well. Like I look at my Steam, I've got 3 people on there, and then everyone else is on PlayStation. The other lot on Xbox, but you know it's just what crowd you fall into really that dictates that part. But it'll be interesting to see, and I'm sure at E3 we'll get all the answers to this, which makes it even more exciting. I imagine that is where we're going to see something about the NX. We're going to see something about PS4 chaos.
Oh, they're going to fuck that NX over, aren't they?
Not only have you got PlayStation VR coming out, then you've got potentially this new PlayStation coming out. When's the NX going to get out?
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Still maintained.
Not the VR, I don't think, but
maybe not. Yeah,
all this stuff. Yeah, it's going to be shocking because they're going to go to people. Oh, what do you want? This because people want PlayStation now, so they go to them. Oh, do you want this new NX console or the next PlayStation? And there's no way they're going to want the NX.
No.
So I think it's disaster. No. If this all happens.
Yeah. I still maintain though, if the NX is backwards compatible and has Zelda on it, I'm going to get one.
Yeah, I don't think it will be.
Nah, if it's not, then it's a hard sell to me. But they might come out with something really innovative and good. I was hearing rumours the other day about how their controller they're looking at having, not the fake one we've seen with no buttons, but they're going to have like force feedback on the analog stick. So when you get hit, the analog stick pushes you back, and it's little things like that no one else has really thought of can make a difference, and everyone else will follow suit in the next generation cycle. And it'll become standard. That's the sort of things that I like to look out for now from Nintendo. So I'm hoping something like that is there, and that it's got some sort of backwards compatibility. But we'll see on that. Quantum Break, new release this past week. I've played a couple of hours of it, done the opening act as they call it. Got it on Xbox One. Picked it up on release for that. early impressions are that it's okay. It's decent. Like, it's a decent action shooter. Some of the powers you get are interesting. It looks very nice. It's running at 720p, but it looked fuzzy sometimes. But I don't know if that's my own brain now tricking me because I know it's 720p. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you know something like that, you know, this is quite a significant resolution dip, that I then see things differently. If I hadn't known that, I'm sure I wouldn't have even noticed any of it. But because that's been instilled in my head, I was like, oh, that looks a bit fuzzy. Does it? I don't know. It's difficult to tell now. I know it's ruined it for me a little bit. But it seems solid. They kind of introduce you to all, I assume, a lot of the powers early on. So in that first act, you kind of get everything.
Yeah.
Which... I don't know. I don't see how I can progress now. I've not played it enough to know. But if I get stuck with these same sort of 4 or 5 powers, I can see it wearing thin very quickly.
It's just the movies part of. I don't know much about it, but I read it's so unique.
Yeah.
But is that enough? Is it like a movie game hybrid type thing?
Yeah. So essentially, you do a bit of gameplay, then you'll get to a point in the story where you can make a decision, like a significant decision. Based on that decision, you will then be fed a 20-minute episode of the story, which is live action. That can break the flow of it, but if you're up for just trying something different, then this will fit the bill. It is a different way. I like both television, films, or all three of them, and games. And to have something that's kind of a mixture of all of them does interest me for now, but I don't know whether it's going to get to the point 8 hours in where I think, I just want this fucking done. I don't want 20 minutes of them roaring round talking. I've already done this. I want to play the game, but it's interesting, and I'll definitely be filling in with my sort of more in-depth opinions maybe next week or the week after once I've got stuck into it a bit more. But there's a few interesting topics that this has thrown up because it is available on PC, and this was announced very late. It is not more than 6 weeks ago that this was announced, which is late for something like this to be announced. And I wanted to cover off 3 things with you, and it's going to be the performance that it's having on the PC currently, the Windows Store itself, which is where you can only access it, and then the price of games, and that might lead into another conversation. But from what I've read, so I've got the Xbox One version, it's not running as well as people expect. So it sounds like it's a below par port. Not on the same level as Batman Arkham Knight, but I think still as a PC consumer, it's not great. You expect it to run as good as the console, if not better. Now, I saw a comparison video by your boys at IGN, funnily enough, and I can see there's not a great deal of difference between the two. And the question I'm going to put to you is, for the money you'll pay for the hardware and sort of the grunt that you've got underneath the PC, do you feel like, as a gamer, as a PC gamer predominantly, that all games that appear on the PC should run generally better on the PC, if not significantly better? Do you feel like that's almost, I don't want to put words in your mouth, an entitlement, that's probably not the right word, but you know, you'd expect it to run better, because if you look at it hardware wise, your machine's bossing anything that the Xbox has got. Yeah,
of course. With a Ubisoft game, for example,
sure,
always going to look better. You play any Assassin's Creed run better, not look better. Any Assassin's Creed, them sort of games, The Division.
Yeah,
I don't know how that goes on the console, but I'd be really surprised if it ran better on the 2 consoles.
Doubt it.
No,
it runs fine, but you know, if you play PC games long enough, fine then becomes a higher level, doesn't it? Fine becomes 60 FPS, whereas for me, fine's 30. That's what I play.
Trouble is, though, I think the problem you're getting is that, have you got any games that are 60 FPS on the PlayStation?
What's it called? Project Cars. They all racing games are 60 FPS. Drive Club, for example, they are. But trying to think, I think Diablo 3 might be, which we'll come on to later. But nothing big or new, I should put it that way, and it isn't specifically made for those consoles. So anything third party, I've not noticed.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, it's probably not really an issue. But whereas with me, for starters, I'd get Quantum Break on the Xbox if I was going to get it anyway, because I know it was made and developed for it.
Yeah,
seems like it's a story for another day, but it seems like they're copping out, doesn't it, and putting everything on Windows at the moment, the Xbox. But I'd get it on there.
Yeah.
30 FPS doesn't bother me that much. But when you're playing things like everything I play pretty much will be 60 plus, and then I go on to that Final Fantasy demo, and it's going down to 20s and stuff. You just think, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And straight away, even though it may not be the case, I do just naturally think, if this was out on PC, there's no way I'd get it on there. It's got to be better.
Right.
Even though this Windows Store thing is proving not, isn't it? Because this running like shit apparently, and so was Gears of War.
Yeah.
I've only read reviews, and they've said doesn't run that well, doesn't look any better.
Yeah.
So what's the point then? You might as well get it on a console, play on a big screen.
Yeah. That is the concern with this Windows UWP or whatever they want to call it, this Universal Web Platform. Whether that's now making it difficult for developers to develop for it, or this is something that we've discussed before. Is it down to the developers to get this right? Really, at the end of the day. And I know you've sent me stuff before saying, look, it runs shit on the consoles. The consoles might be struggling, but at the end of the day, we've seen stuff work well on these consoles and vice versa on the PC. It almost seems to me like the development team are always preference towards one side or the other, and whatever it gets ported to secondly seems to struggle, regardless of how good the game looks or how much better it looks, or whether it looks the same.
Yeah, could be the case. No one really knows.
I blame the devs.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it seems that this Windows Store one particularly.
Yeah, I mean,
struggling. I've got Killer Instinct. It'd be interesting to have a go at that. It's probably not really that demanding, but nor should Gears of War shouldn't be either.
No.
It's only the original in 60 FPS, isn't it? Pretty much, I think.
Yeah.
But so I think I don't know. It seems to me that, and I don't know, but Xbox have all these games like Quantum Break, Tomb Raider, definitely Killer Instinct, and what was the other one? And Gears.
Yeah.
They're the big ones, aren't they? That's come to the Windows Store now.
Yeah.
They've obviously been all made and designed purely for the Xbox One initially, anyway.
Yeah.
And then at panic last minute and thrown them on the PC.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me, and I think that's why they're struggling a bit. But I could be wrong.
Mm.
But that's what I think, because all Steam stuff normally is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
All the stuff on there. It's nothing to do with Steam. I know it's just what they're running it on, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5, that's a great example.
Sure.
They took their time, didn't they, and made that.
From the ground. Yeah. They literally.
You had to wait. You had to wait for it. So, that was a bit of a sacrifice if you really wanted Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
But that was brilliant on the PC. It was so good. It looks amazing even now.
Yeah.
Probably not many games that look better than that. And how old's that?
Yeah.
Quite old, isn't it?
It is now, yeah. Yeah, it's got to be up there. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that was something that Rockstar did take their time over. It might have even been 18 months now. I can't remember the exact timelines, but it was over a year before it came out on PC. But when it did, it had no problems that any of these other ported ones had. It's like you said, they almost probably built it from the ground up again.
Yeah.
Just so it worked well, and that people that had invested money in a top rig could take advantage of that. So we're not happy with the Windows Store then, because it seems like the games coming out on that aren't performing as well as they should, and then that's
expensive as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's it. Now we go on to the price, because the links to the Windows Store again. Sorry, you can get this on PC, but it's only on the Windows Store. There's no other way of getting it. I tried to look. I'll tell you what, it's not even easy to find the Windows Store. I thought I could just tap it in on a website. You can't. I had to use the app in Windows 10 to find it. So that took me as half hour wasted just trying to fucking find it. But you can only buy it in the Windows Store for PC, and obviously they control the price, and they're only putting out Microsoft stuff. It's £44.99, which is often round about the RRP for a game in the UK, and it's around about $60 in America. That's the equivalent. I think it's $59.99 actually for their store. Now, you're not happy with this. That's expensive for what you typically pay for a PC game.
Yeah.
But for a console gamer, they're used to shelling out this £40 or £45 or $60. So do you think that no game is worth this amount, or is it just because it's digital, or is it just because you're used to paying less? Where do you fall on this pricing point?
What, just in general?
In general, I mean, specifically to Quantum Break, it's a new game. Like, if you buy it off Amazon, it's £40 on a console, but you wouldn't pay that, is my assumption.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely not. No. But I know you don't really like it, but I'll be straight on G2A or CD keys without a doubt. If you're going to buy it digitally, why are you going to buy it off of the Windows Store?
Yeah.
And same for the PS Store and the Xbox Store. Even the Nintendo one's ridiculous. You probably pay £50 for Mario Kart on there or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But people are obviously paying it, or it wouldn't go on there, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's much effort though, is it?
No, but my opinion on digital stuff's changing now.
Okay.
Because I can't bother to keep getting. Now I have been playing a bit more on the consoles lately, and I've found out how lazy I am because I cannot be bothered to get up and change the disc.
Yeah.
That's a hardship these days, isn't it? I just can't bother to get up. You lay all comfy on the settee. It's great. Just press home, change game, isn't it?
Or you think I want to play it today? I haven't got it. Just download it.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that does happen. I know people that do it.
Yeah.
Go and get Far Cry 4. And they go, yeah, I just bought it off the store, £55. You think, what are you doing?
I'm too tight for that.
Yeah.
No, I'd go out. I'd drive somewhere that's going to cost me the same amount in petrol extra.
Just to get it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So in general then, do you feel that games, they're not worth the £45 price?
Do you know what? It's not a fair way of doing it because everyone's different, but for me, it's purely on game time.
Right.
I'll be happy to pay £30 for an indie game that's probably going to cost you 10 if I play it for 100 hours.
Right.
Then it was worth it.
So you're talking specific games then in your mind. You look at that and say, right, that seems like it's worth that amount of money. That's the amount of time. So like a GTA, for example, I don't think you'd if you played that for the first time, you wouldn't quibble at paying a £45 for it.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's irrelevant saying the game time because everyone's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I don't really like the pricing of games because every AAA will be standard 40 with it on Amazon, for example.
Shit, and that's under the RRP. So yeah, but you'll get it for 40 if you look around.
Yeah. So we'll just say it was 45 then.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll pay 45 for FIFA, and you'll pay 45 for GTA 6, for example.
That's mad.
And that's I can't ever really understand because how much more content and how much more work's gone into the GTA game.
Yeah.
Compared to a FIFA.
Yeah.
I like FIFA. I don't hate FIFA or anything, but it's a lot of money for something that is a casual game, in my opinion. I know that people will argue that.
Yeah.
But it's just you still, no matter what you're doing in FIFA, you're still playing one side versus another side. It doesn't matter if you're doing what's that thing all these clowns spend loads of money on, manager thing, Ultimate Team.
Ultimate Team, yeah.
But if you're doing that, that's even
wow.
Can't get my head around that.
No.
I get paid for that, but fair play. but what I mean is you're still playing 1 versus 1 no matter what, whether you're online, whether you're playing the same room.
Yeah.
It's a good game, but that's all you're ever going to be doing on there.
Yeah.
So for that, either GTA's a bargain or that's a rip-off, however you look at it.
What games, looking forward, are there any games this year coming out that you think I would pay full whack for, or is everything now you're kind of sceptical of? You think, well,
no, Final Fantasy. Well, I really hope the performance improves from the PS4 demo. But to be honest, if the game was still done well and reviewed well, I'm not going to not get it because of performance. I'll definitely still buy it because that I love the series, and I think definitely worth it. If that was £45, I'd probably pay it. If I'm to be honest, because it's a lot of content and you play it for a long time.
Yeah.
But Gears. Probably, I wouldn't really fancy paying 45, but I probably would, unfortunately. But all these games will be 40 quid on Amazon, and I'll have to pay it for basically games that are big enough to be worth the money.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think about? You've got indie games coming out now. Something like The Witness that's come out.
Yeah,
that was £30, and typically an indie game is less than that. It's between 20, 15 sometimes. And then take it one step further. You look at something like No Man's Sky, which is like 8 people. It's Sony are pushing it hard, but it's essentially developed by 8 or 9 people in England. Very, very looks very indie-like. I mean, the world they're creating is amazing. But do you feel like they're charging too much? That's going to be a full price game. In case you didn't know, it's going to be the £45.
Yeah.
Is that wrong, or is it just is it coming down to
I thought it was a AAA
game?
I didn't even realise it was an indie game.
It's weird. It is, but it isn't. I mean, Sony have obviously run with it. It's coming out on PC as well, by the way. But it's Sony won't tell you that. They make it seem like it's only on PS4, which is a smart way of doing it. But it's essentially, if you were to boil down how that's created, it's not got it's not like a Ubisoft where it's got floors and floors of people working on it.
Yeah,
it's 9 guys working at it.
But what's the... Yeah, that's the thing. Where is the... What makes it an indie game? Is it purely that only 9 people have made it, but 200 made Assassin's Creed? Or is it because Assassin's Creed's a lot bigger?
Yeah.
Or longer, or what?
It's tricky.
It's a big game, isn't it, that?
Yeah. I mean, it's becoming to the point where it is difficult to label... Unless one person's solely done it, you go, that's an indie game. You can say, that isn't it? Well, can you?
What's it that I'm playing now? Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
PC, Steam indie game.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. It looks like... a buffed up Amiga game graphically. So as soon as you play it, it's obviously an indie game.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, and it's a long time ago when I said it. I don't try and buy into the whole 2 people made that, so it's an indie game. 30 people made that, it's not an indie game. They've got a publisher, they haven't. An indie game to me is more like a style of game now. It feels like it's like a retro looking game.
That's right.
And for you to say just then almost proves my point, to say that you thought that No Man's Sky was a full release. When in fact, if you to boil it down, it's made by a very small development team, which is classed almost as an indie game. So it's almost like it's a style of game rather than how the game's been produced.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, put it this way: I don't remember the last sort of conference, whether it be E3 or whatever the last big one was. So I know normally they'll do say they do their presentations and they'll put. It would probably the Xbox One when it first came out, like on E3 when they were doing the consoles. I remember Quantum Break come on straight away.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell!
What's this?
How good's that?
That's day one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but at the end there'll be at the end of their presentation, Nintendo always do it. It'd be the indie games.
Yeah.
Then they'll sort of show them really quick.
Yeah.
But did Sony not show? I don't think they did that with No Man's Sky, did they?
No.
Or did they? It was shown a bit bigger, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of got it's had its own platform, which is probably why people are almost think it's a full team and whatnot, and why they're probably happy to pay full price almost, because it's been sold as that, hasn't it? It's been sold as a massive, great big game, which it absolutely looks like it is. But it's weird how it's difficult to try and say, well, should it really be if only 9 people are working on it? I agree with you. If the game looks like it's had the effort and the amount of work put in, if it's doing stuff new, then absolutely. But some people won't pay it. Some people say, that's an indie game, I'm not paying £40 for that. Odd.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's ridiculous, I think.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't matter.
The price of the game comes down to the individual game, doesn't it?
Yeah,
at the end of the day. Yeah. What the content is, how good it is it moving stuff forward, is it doing something really exciting, then you're going to pay it. If it's something that you've had for the last 15 years and looks bad, you're not going to pay full whack for it. But it's always interesting to talk about things like that, because they are very grey. They're not black and white. As much as people like to try and pigeonhole them, pricing of game is definitely not. And I think we'll see that change. The more and more that developers can see that, okay, our game has got enough content to be a full release, let's try it at a higher price point, like The Witness.
Yeah,
most people expect that to be sub 20. It comes in at 30 and people are like, whoa. But everyone that's played it said it's fantastic.
That's right, and that's the other thing, isn't it? You can buy a game and it's like, it's just the same as you went for dinner.
Yeah.
You go for dinner somewhere, it's really expensive. You might straight away think, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But then at the end, if you've loved it, you'll still recommend it to everyone.
Yeah.
You might say, it's a little bit pricey, but it's so nice. You forget about the price. It's gone because it was so good. It's only when you buy a steak for 50 quid and it's shit.
Yeah.
then you go off on one about it.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what it comes down to. It's all about how well was your time spent, really, because the money spent is almost irrelevant sometimes. I know there's people out there probably only can buy a couple of games a year. They do it as it's the situation they're in. But I think a lot of people are more interested. Right, I've just spent 30 hours playing that and it was shit.
Yeah.
Other than I spent 30 hours playing that and I loved it. It doesn't matter how much I paid for it.
That's right. Yeah.
Although that's encouraging people to start charge hundreds of pounds for them, which we don't want to get down. But I'm sure
this is it. I didn't feel good saying that. Yeah, I would pay 45 for this. I would pay 45 for that. I don't want to, but
no. I think it's individual games and preferences, really. And again, if they present it as a full game, you didn't even question that, did you? You thought that's a full release there and it is a full release. I feel bad saying that, and now I'm saying the wrong words. Let's just leave it. It's done. Pay what you want for games. Have a look at it. Read a review if you need to. If you like it, go and get it. If you don't want to pay it, wait till it comes down, because that's the one thing. The prices always come down unless it's Nintendo, because they always keep theirs high, which is a good thing, really, because they're all good games. Diablo 3. So you may have heard, me, Piper and Logan have been working our way through the campaign. We're on the final act now. Done the first 4 acts, and I think there was a DLC added This is the Ultimate Evil edition, so we've got Act 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're playing through that at the moment. Seems decent. I think we've all enjoyed it, but I can't see myself playing this once the campaign's over too much.
No.
Now, you've said to me repeatedly, the end game's the best stuff. The end game's the best stuff.
Sure.
So I need you to convince me. Why should I be loving this game? Why should I go, right, I've just done the campaign. Normally I'd leave it, but I want to stick around here and earn more. If I'm not gripped by now, am I going to struggle in the end game to be gripped by it, or will something change?
No, because it's totally different.
Right.
That what you've done, the campaign, is basically next to nothing.
Tutorial.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's too long, really.
Yeah.
It might have, but when it first came out, I think it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I did that. I got the game, finished it with a few of us. About 5 of us got it. Yeah. Finished it, and then didn't really play it anymore.
Right.
And then about, I don't know, how old is it? 3 years old? 4?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe 2 years after, they brought out huge patches of seasons and all sorts of other stuff. Added loads to it, gear and the usual stuff, whatnot, a bit like Warcraft do. And yeah, it's we all got hooked. We've actually stopped now, funny enough. We all got hooked for about 2 months recently, and we was loving it. Every night I was coming in, turn my PC on, someone was on it.
Yeah,
it was all at the same level. But sorry, I'm going off on one.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, when you get your max level, you can then make a seasonal character.
Okay.
It looks the same as what you're normally doing, but you make it, it's just a little green leaf next to it. It means that it's seasonal.
And it lasts for a set amount of time.
That's right, yeah.
You
when
build
the next
it
season
during
comes
that.
out, you lose it and you have to make another one.
Interesting. I see now. I see what's going on.
Yeah. But you do it, and then there's all sorts to do. Like basically, you have like a journal. You press whatever it is.
Yeah.
You get your journal up. You've got loads of quests to do, and as you do them, you'll get rewarded with gear. But you get rifts. Do you know about rifts?
Don't think I remember rifts. No, I don't think I've come across those yet.
It probably only unlocks at 70 or on the season mode.
Yeah.
You do these rifts where you just go in, and it's just you get timed. So you've got 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And you go through it, and there's a boss at the end. Basically, kill everything.
Yeah.
Getting gear in the process. Kill a boss at the end.
Sure.
You get a load of gear off of him, but that'll be like the level 1 of the rift. Then you can do 2. If you do it at a certain time, it buffs you up to 5. And you keep on doing it. We got to about 80 in the end.
Yeah.
But that's just one thing you do, and it's competitive. So I can do it with groups. But if I did it on solo, I'd do a rift, and then the next I'd go to work and I'd get a text from a friend with a picture. Yep. He's taken a picture of it coming up on his one.
Yeah.
I've just beaten your, Dave Salmon record. I've now done it in 12 minutes 5.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm like, bollocks. So I want to come home and try and beat it. But that's just one aspect of it. The sort of competitive side, which we didn't really do too much because we did it in groups most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the gear hunt. It seems mad because I'm part of it now, but it's the same with Warcraft.
Yeah.
You just want better gear.
Yeah.
So you can do more stuff, but it's still repetitive.
Yeah.
You still are pretty much running around and just killing things. But you've got the adventure mode as well, where it's just objectives again.
Yeah.
Do a load of objectives. It's kill him, find that.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Go back to the town, hand it in, get a new thing where you can open a portal that takes you here. I'm probably not explaining it too well. It's not massively mind blowing. Don't get me wrong, but if you get a few of you playing it, it's quite fun.
Yeah.
Whereas the main campaign is really it's nothing. you can if I went on there now, I'd just grind it quick just to get a character up.
Right, I see. Yeah.
It's not even really part of the game to me anymore. It was when it first came out.
Yeah. So in this seasonal mode, you get a seasonal character. I assume I can choose any class from there, so I can try different classes.
Yeah, what it is. Sorry, I didn't explain as well. When you get to, I think it's 70, the max level, you get Paragon level.
Yeah.
So you'll have, say my Paragon level with my character was 300. Yeah. Then if I then make a different one, say I've got I think what my class is now. Yeah. So I had a demon hunter. Yeah. So then if I made a monk, the Paragon level, it'd still be level 1.
Yeah.
But my Paragon level would still be 300.
Sure.
Every time you get a new Paragon level, you can put a stat up.
I got you.
So basically, you're starting off quite good straight away, and you just get someone to rush you through to get you to a level 70. It takes about 2 rifts, so about half an hour, and you're level 70 straight away. Bit irrelevant, really, doing that, but you have to. But yeah, so basically you can keep them doing it, and then you get more achievements.
Yeah.
Doing things with different characters and whatnot, because you can pick up different gear as well with the other characters.
Yeah.
It sort of makes it so it's not a grind to make another. World of Warcraft, you make a character, then you make another one.
Yeah, you got to do it all from scratch.
Like, fuck off! I've just, I've spent, what I'm like. I spent about 300 days on that character. I'm not fucking making another one now.
Yeah. That's one of my frustrations. My current character that I've got is that I can't use half the gear that I'll pick up. Like swords are out of the question because I'm using spells and whatnot. Rather than swords, and it would be nice to try like a melee focused character where I could use weapons and different gear and make and do a different build almost. So having a seasonal mode where you can kind of do that quick and get a taste of it seems a lot better. Seems like something that could be interesting.
The game would get too stale otherwise. And campaign. Once you'd done it, you wouldn't turn it on again really, unless you particularly want to try another character. But so.
Not likely, is it? So, is it fair to say that Diablo 3, in its DNA, is the loot and the gear hunting and the upgrades and that sort of thing?
Yeah,
that seems like a staple of. You look at something like the Division, which I've got. That's what the DNA of that game is, and that's same with Destiny. People grind to get new guns and whatnot. It's this loot DNA seems to really resonate with people, and especially if you look at Destiny and the Division, sold really well.
Yeah,
sold like more like outside of the typical gaming market into almost like mainstream.
Yeah.
Why is it that people are obsessed with this? I can't get it.
I don't know really. The concept it's very social, isn't it? So you have raids, don't you, on Destiny? And Destiny. I meant to say Division.
Yeah.
I'd probably love it, to be honest. I probably would have loved Destiny. I wish I'd have played it, to be honest. It's too late now.
Never too late.
Well,
find someone.
I want to be on it. They're like, just level 1 prick.
Yeah.
Kick him out your grooves and knob.
Well, the thing about Destiny is actually, Loadings constantly says, but it's difficult to matchmake with randomers. So you want to be finding other people that you know to play that with. But that makes the experience better, doesn't it? When you know people you're playing with, and it links into what you said. It's very social. It's very social.
I wouldn't play Diablo or Warcraft if I didn't have a set group of mates who. Jump on it at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's a good concept, and they have got that Destiny, and not from Warcraft. There's games doing it well before, but that is what the law of Warcraft is: getting good gear and then grouping up with 20, 25 people and then doing a raid. Yeah. That's the ultimate end game goal, and that's what Destiny and Division are doing, I think.
Yeah.
So, and I love it. So I'm sure I'd be well into them games if I gave them a try.
Yeah, it seems to be a hit with people, and it's. You wouldn't. I don't think you'd say. I don't know. Actually, maybe it is. Warcraft is not really a casual game. I wouldn't say.
It can be.
If it can be, yeah. If people gave it a chance, because they're playing stuff that's got a similar kind of mindset, just that it's got guns in it. It's just the setting's different, but they're doing the same thing. They're chasing loot and doing.
I don't know how Warcraft would do on console. I don't think they're ever going to be able to do it, but with that one anyway. But I think it would be massive.
Yeah.
It'd have to be free to play as well.
That is the other point, isn't it? Final Fantasy 15, we've mentioned it. Lots to unpack here because we've got a release date, there's been a demo, all sorts coming out. But just so we can set the scene here, you mentioned it slightly. You're a big fan of the series.
Yeah.
You've got the highest of the highs is what you'd call this in Final Fantasy 7, which you've told me is perhaps maybe your favourite game of all time.
Yeah.
Since that high, has your love for the franchise waned at all slightly in recent years, or has it been quite a steady relationship? You've always been happy with what they put out?
The only one for me, which is quite a normal thing to say for fanboys, is the 361.
Yeah.
13, I think it was crap. But 7, 8, 9 and 10, brilliant.
Yeah.
All. The online ones are fairly average, but I don't really include them in the series. But I didn't really like. I think it was 13, the one I had on the 360. Wasn't a great game, to be honest.
No.
But it's not bothered me. At the end of the day, for how many good ones there is, you've had one. But I think it scored review quite well still, so a lot of people must have liked it. But it did change it up a lot. I didn't like the battle system.
Right.
And I'm not one of them fanboys who's crying about, it's not turn-based. I don't really care if it's good.
As long as it's good. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But it wasn't very good on that. It kind of was turn-based, but not in a good way. It's like, make it completely turn-based or, make it like, what do you call it,
real time.
real time, yeah. So that was a bit of a downer, but no, I still love the series, and I'm really looking forward to this.
So it's a strong series. You're still in love with it. There's not anything falling off it. September 30th, Final Fantasy 15. Now, I don't think there's a PC release date for this yet. From what I've seen, I don't know what that's all about.
Coming out on PC.
Yeah,
but
does that worry you, or does that feel? I mean, you said you'd probably get it on a console if it comes out and there's a big gap. But say if you were getting this on PC and you only had a PC, would that worry you or encourage you? Do you think they'll be doing a Rockstar, i.e. making sure it works properly, or just that they can't be asked to deal with it at the moment and they'll probably just do it over later? What sort of track record do they have?
Later, I think Square. I don't think it'll be. I'll definitely get it on PlayStation.
You want it early? You don't want to miss that?
So. Nah, it would just probably be alright. Might get, unless they sort it out, you'll probably have a better frame rate no matter what, but not bothered enough to wait, I don't think, for the PC version of that.
So this could be a full price game release for you?
Yeah, I reckon so. As I say, unless it doesn't review well, or it'd have to review badly for me not to get it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's a good point. We've also had the Platinum demo, which is out. Basically, tech demo, isn't it? Really.
Yes.
I've done it in 35 minutes. Yeah, it gets you can run around in the little chap's dream and whatnot. And you can mess. The reason why I call it a tech demo specifically is because it lets you do things like change the environment weather to see what it's like. So you can step on those plates, change it to daylight, change the time, just to see how all the systems work and see how it all looks. So they've clearly put that in there so people can dick around and see how it plays. I'm completely new to Final Fantasy. I may have picked up one for a little while, but I never ever have played one properly, which is mad. But at that age, when they were coming out, for some reason I just missed them. And then once I realised it was 8 in the series, I was like, I can't come in at 8, when really you can come in at 8. You can come in at any of those because they're normally separate stories. So ridiculous, but that's what happens when you're younger.
Get 10 HD on PlayStation.
Well, that was a consideration.
It's only 40 quid on the store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bloody hell, absolute monkeys, aren't they? But yeah, what were you? I played it and I admit I struggled with the combat system, but I'll hand over to you.
Yeah.
How did you think the game? Let's do the performance first, because you mentioned that it struggled to play through, and it wasn't the best performing thing for a tech demo. You want them to work smoothly, and it didn't really. It wasn't that smooth for me anyway.
No, it's not. It's not smooth. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
But as we've said how many times, who cares? Make it look a bit fucking worse then, but make it run nice and smooth.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does look really good. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm trying to work out whether I think it's. I'm thinking if it released and it was like that all the way through, it's really going to grind me. I'd probably still get it, which is pathetic because I don't think it's good enough, is it? You can't be dropping to like.
No.
Yeah, 30's got to be a lowest, hasn't it, for a game like that? And it's not 30, is it?
No, not solid anyway. It's certainly.
I think it's a shame, but it does look fantastic. I think they'll sort it. I'm confident they'll sort it out.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's a tech demo, sure, but I'm not too worried.
No, not too worried. Fair enough. What about how the gameplay mechanics? So you mentioned this is all real time now. It's how did you find that? Because that's a jump away from a typical Final Fantasy game.
It's nothing like it. Nothing like normal ones. And the worst part, well, no, not the worst part, but the thing that's so different is that you jump. That's carnage. So to you, that's normal, but it's ridiculous. You've never had a jump. I could be wrong, but as far as I can remember, in any Final Fantasy game, you just don't jump. It's more like Kingdom Hearts. You play Kingdom Hearts on PS2?
I haven't. I've seen a lot of it though. I've seen.
Yeah, good. A bit of a fanboy game, but good game. It's like Disney and Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That was a weird thing. I really liked it, but this is more like that, which doesn't bother me because that's a good game. But it really is nothing like Final Fantasy at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that was remotely like Final Fantasy in that was the boss at the end is like a regular enemy from the old games. That's it. It really, there was nothing. Oh, and the thing you follow around.
Yeah.
He's been in another couple of games. But gameplay-wise, it's nothing like them.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or can you not decide?
I don't know. Yeah, don't know yet. It could be a good thing. I say, I'm not one of them cocks who desperately needs it to be the same as 7, because I'll just play 7 again if I want that.
Yeah, sure. It's there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. I really don't know. It was okay. I didn't like the combat. Will that change? Don't know.
No.
Would it feel a bit better if it ran a bit smoother? Maybe. But I really don't know. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I don't know if I liked it or not. I was really impressed when I turned it on, just from looking at it. The characters are good. It's going to be great.
When you flick that rain on and it's getting wet, I was like, this is in the dark. I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It looked great. But when it comes to that final boss, which is where you have to use the combat properly, because all the enemies up until that point are just, fodder, aren't they? Just like a couple of hits, that little toy hammer.
That's it.
But I found it, I don't know, it didn't feel good. I don't know if it's because I was doing it wrong. You typically with melee games, you've got to learn the systems and whatnot, and all it gave you was like the buttons. Didn't say that you could do certain things or how to and blocking and whatnot. But I really struggled with it, and almost to the point when the second time I played, it was like you trod on the fucking plate again and set him off. I didn't mean to do that, and I was like, I need to get off this. And I nearly died the second time. I was like, Jesus, this is probably boiled right down to make it as easy as possible, and I've nearly died because I just couldn't get the system. That could be down to me, but it didn't seem very intuitive to start with anyway. You couldn't just pick that up and start doing well, I don't think, against an enemy of that caliber who, like you said, is probably not even going to be a hard one when the final game. It's going to be, a bog standard boss, maybe a sub boss or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I didn't find it very...
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't want to agree, but yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't nothing to share. The further I got into the demo, the worse I thought the game was, to be honest. Do you think or not?
It's only half an hour as well, that's the thing.
It didn't even take me that long. I think it 20 minutes.
The thing is, I'm still probably going to buy it because I want to. I want to get involved in this hype.
Yeah, I'd be gutted if it reviewed badly, but if the game's going to be like that, just say they make the combat a bit better and they make it run okay.
Yeah.
It's still nothing like Final Fantasy. No way. The way it runs, it's definitely more like Kingdom Hearts.
Should it even be called Final Fantasy? Is it trying? Do you think it's trying to appeal to? It's trying to scoop in a bigger audience, essentially.
Possibly. I don't know how true it is, but I read they need to sell 20 million copies. Is that right?
I heard that.
To make their money or something like that.
That is a massive amount. It ain't even on PC. Well, it is, but not yet.
No, well, they're going to have to get them copies sold on the consoles, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to do that. But then it makes me think, well, it must be a really big and brilliant game then. The
thing is, once it gets to that stage, if they've made a game that needs to produce that much, as a consumer, I don't care because I know they've spent all that money into it, so it's going to be epic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know they're going to be living going, fucking hell, we ain't turned over a profit, but all us playing it, we go, yes, they spent millions on this thing, and it's amazing. So that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I heard that rumour as well, and I thought, well, I don't know about that, but we will see. There's an animated series called Brotherhood Final Fantasy, and there's plans for a CGI movie as well called Kingsglaive, which I might watch the animated series.
Well, I went to the cinema. I don't know how old I was to see Final Fantasy. What was it called? Not Advent Children. That was okay. It was this other thing. It was fucking rubbish.
So it's crap, basically.
The space thing. I always remember we went to the cinema and there was two films on. I think it was Rush Hour. That's how long ago. One of the Rush Hours, and then that, and I convinced people to go and see that.
But they were livid with you.
Yeah, I was the only one into the series, and a couple went to see Rush Hour. We went to see this thing, Final Fantasy. I don't know what it was called. It was in space.
Yeah,
it was absolute fucking rubbish. It was really pants.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's better than that.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the first episode for that animated series is out. I think you can watch it online, so go and do that if you're interested. I think it's 20 odd minutes long. Final question on Final Fantasy. More hyped for this, Final Fantasy 15, or for its 7 remake, which we don't know when's coming out?
7 remake.
Really?
Yep.
What if they ruin it? Can't ruin it. It's already been done, innit?
Well,
it's already good.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I am more hyped for that, but I'm hyped for both.
Yeah.
But I think 7 remake, I'd be less surprised if this one coming out now.
Yeah.
Was done better.
Right.
Not sales, but say that again. So if this one come out, the one that we're talking about, and was shit, I wouldn't be that shocked. But 7 remake, I can't see it not being good. For me anyway, being a fanboy.
Even if it incorporated a similar, like it played the same, because it might still have the fundamental. Well, I'm just saying that's what I'm thinking. It might still have the fundamental kind of.
Yeah. That's what. Think of that. I just thought it wouldn't. I saw all the stuff that they showed. Yeah. Was it all cutscenes? Or they did show.
They showed a bit of. You can't tell what's going on though. You can't see what's going on. It's a mess. It's not a mess. It looks great, but I'm saying if you try to say right, how's that going to play? It's near impossible. I thought anyway.
I'll need to watch that again because I thought I saw just a glimpse of combat that looked like I think it was 12 and might have even been the PS1 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But it looked like that system, which I didn't really play much of that game, but it was quite good.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd much rather it be that than this combat system, because it's Final Fantasy 7. Don't make that completely different. It's all right to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
Don't make it completely different like it seems like they're doing with this one.
No.
But this is new, so that's okay.
It's just fine for them to do, but don't shit on an old one, is what we're saying.
Shit.
Excellent. Doom, final game information that we've got.
Yes.
Actually, there's a few bits afterwards, but I'll cover them off quickly. But Doom's going to be our last sort of talking point. Open beta announced from the 15th to the 18th of April on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They've also said there's going to be a season pass there for those who want it, £29.99. That will give you free multiplayer map packs, which also include weapons, armour and some other bits and bobs, or you can get them for £11.99 each. Release date for this game worldwide is the 13th of May. It's the Doom reboot. It's a franchise you love. It's a franchise that a lot of people love. How are we feeling?
Season pass can fuck off.
Yeah, done.
But looking forward to the beta.
Yeah,
definitely give that a go.
More excited for the multiplayer elements or the single player elements. It's got both.
Yeah, 100% the multiplayer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, even though I will do the game, but I'm not that bothered about it. See, I struggle with first-person shooter campaigns, to be honest. Now
they're not that good.
I've not even finished Halo now. Yeah,
it ain't worth it.
No.
No. It is, but it's not. It's not. I wouldn't say you have to play that.
It's not like Gears, is it?
No.
Gears is much better.
Exactly.
That sort of game for single player, even though it's better in co-op. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm really looking forward to Doom. I don't think it's going to be mind-blowing. I'd much prefer a new Quake or Unreal. But
maybe we'll get a Quake after this.
Yeah, well, I don't think so. You can always dream. No, this will be good. It just looks ridiculous fun.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does
look like
mad.
It's going to be serious. I think it's just going to be like carnage, like when I fought the chainsaws with Gears, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just hope it's quite good, I suppose, because it's definitely got the right elements, I think, for some fun multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. You know, it comes out just after Uncharted 4, which is going to be that's going to be tough to pull away from, but that is only a single player game, and I could probably complete that in a week if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Not typically I don't go back to them games and play them much, which is mad. When we talk about the price of games earlier, I'll play it through once and get rid of it and be really happy with it.
Yeah.
It proves your point that if you're happy with your time spent and that you've played it, it's fine.
I kind of want them to take this to a slightly different way, say from 3, where the campaign, it wasn't terrifying, but as you're going through the corridors and stuff, it was a bit. I want this to just be. I don't want them to make it scary. I want it to just be
carnage.
Yeah, like you've got fucking 15 rocket launchers on each arm. That sort of silliness. We haven't had nothing like that for ages.
No, it's old school, isn't it?
Yeah, all the codwallers moaning about, they're fucking jumping off walls now. It's ridiculous. That's still pants for me. I want something really stupid, basically. Yeah. But that's really fun. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen from the trailers, it looks like it's going down that road than anything else. It looks like madness, and I think everyone would be disappointed if it didn't replicate that, in the final game. That it wasn't fast paced, it wasn't mad, it wasn't just all out chaos. That's what even the way the trailers have been produced, the music, everything, the hard cuts, they have encouraged that sort of attitude, and I think that's how it's going to be.
Do you think the trailers have made people more interested? Because I don't think that many people are too bothered about it.
No, I absolutely think it absolutely has. Like, especially in my case, I was kind of like, wow, I'll look at it. But when I saw that first campaign trailer, I was like exhausted after watching it. I thought it was intense. Intense is the word, and it made me think, right, I've really got to have a good look at this. It's got a campaign there if I'm not getting on with the multiplayer, so there's a fallback on it, and it looks like it's going to be mad on multiplayer. So, definitely. I think that those trailers...
Bring on the beta.
Bring on the beta. I think we're going to be smashing that up when it comes to the 15th day. Maybe if you get it on a console, we could hook up and play on that.
Why not?
Give that a go. Other quick news I wanted to cover off just for the sake of covering it off, so that you listeners at home have got something informative out of this. Gears of War 4 has got a release date. We've mentioned it a couple of times today. I should have just segued it in, but I forgot. October the 11th. I will save the wider discussion for that game in particular, and the hype levels and anticipation for when Hall is back, because I know he's very pumped up about that. One other little extra bit: FIFA 16 heading to EA Access and Origin Vault on the 19th of April. For people that don't know, that is their subscription service where you can pay, I think it's £3 or £4 a month, and you get access to a library of EA games that you can play at your leisure. So they're actually turning that service into something very nice for consumers.
Yeah, I was going to say, decent game to put in there, because most of it's not been great, has it?
No, they've also added Dead Space in the last few weeks as well, which is an excellent survival horror game. So that is they're doing some good stuff on that. I really did not like the idea of that when it first announced, but if you like any of those games, the £3 to play it for a month is worth it.
Exactly.
And then if you want to, you can cancel it. But there's other games like Dragon Age Inquisition, there's lots of good stuff in there.
They added that about a week after I bought it. Brilliant.
Just what it
really did. Yeah,
it's what you wanted.
Yeah.
It does shit on people's lives to actually buy the game, but if you don't get them, then it does help. But yeah, it's really turned me around, that service, and I can't believe Sony won't allow it on the platform. Madness. Some of the things that they do and get away with in the public's eyes is madness. But that's a wrap now. We will call this podcast to a close. If you guys at home want to get in contact with us, you can do it. It's at Dimp Digital. Facebook page, is facebook.com/Dimp Digital, and the email address is dimpdigitalmedia@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already and you're listening to this podcast on some sort of app and not YouTube, then go and download Player FM if you're on Android and subscribe to us via that. It's a great podcast app that will link you to us and other great podcasts out there. And if you've not got an Android device, we are on plenty of other Apple outlets and Windows outlets, including iTunes, Stitcher, all the good stuff, SoundCloud, all that sort of stuff. We're there. You can search for us and find us. Finally, don't forget about the Dimp Digital YouTube channel and the Dimp Digital website. DimpDigital.com is the website, and YouTube is youtube.com/Dimp Digital. And you can pop along there to see some of our reviews and video content and subscribe. That's it for now, though. Game over. It's goodbye from David.
Cheers, Joe. See you later.
Cheers, mate. And it's goodbye from me, Apps. Thanks for your time, and ta-da. David Brent trailer.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, 3 people sent it to me this morning.
What's the faults of it?
Well,
wow.
Is it a film?
Apparently, feature length.
That's okay. Yeah.
Hour and a half tops.
Yeah. I mean, that's long enough.
Top. Yeah.
If it's good, then great, but risky.
Just leave it as it was, wasn't it? That would have been the.
Yeah.
Because we were all happy with the ending of the Christmas special.
That is true, but
as far as endings go, they don't go much better than that, I don't think.
It's not like it needs any money, but there must be the demand.
Yeah.
For it, because saying that, I think he's pants ever since he stopped doing The Office and extras and that, to be honest. But
yeah,
they like him in America, don't they? For some reason,
absolutely love him. Golden Globes.
But everyone else loves it.
Yeah.
Normally, people who don't like The Office, like Idiot Abroad and all that. Oh, it's not my cup of tea. Pants. I don't think it's funny.
Oh, gone cut off.
In my opinion, it's not much better than Only Way is Essex, like because it's just like them pretending to be real, but they're acting. Do you know what I mean? They're like, they pick him up, they're like, we're sending you to Peru to do this, and he's like, oh, I can't believe they're making me do it. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, I think.
Come on.
People love it, don't they?
I only caught the end of that because your microphone cut out, but I think I got the idea.
Yeah.
I think you're just a racist and a bigot. It's fine. I think that's what.
Yeah, that is what normally. That's what most conversations boil down to. At the end of the day. Well, normally, when someone starts it with, "I'm not a racist, but."
Yeah. But I do hate them. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.